Okay, y'all, what's up, Change Generation? We're back with another Bible study lesson. Today is January the 14th. One of these days I'm going to get the date right. Today is January the 14th, and the last lesson that we did, we talked about defending your faith. So I told you I'm going to do a couple more lessons right after that to help you be able to defend your faith and know that, that this is the way. You know, Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father unless he comes through me. That's what Christ said. And so what I want to share with you today is the apologetic of Jesus Christ. Now remember, I told you apologetic means your reasons or your defense for what you believe. That's your apologetic. So this is the apologetic of faith based on Jesus Christ. And it goes a little something like this. First of all, how do we know that a dude named Jesus even walked the earth in the first place? How do we know that? Other than the Bible, because it's definitely written in the Bible, but is there any place else? You figure a man like Jesus who did miracles and all kinds of stuff like that, there had to have been some other people that wrote about this dude if he existed. And I mean, not just Christians, but I mean, there should have been some Jews writing about him. There should have been some Romans writing about him. People should have been writing about this dude for him to be so widespread. And you know what? They did. One in particular is a man named Josephus. Josephus. Now, Josephus was born a Jew, but he was a Roman citizen, and he really didn't ascribe to a lot of the Jewish customs and stuff. He really didn't even, you know, he was more bent on him being a Roman, but he was a writer, he was a historian, and he always liked to write down what was going on, and he wasn't a follower of Christ, he was not a disciple or anything like that. But Josephus wrote a lot about this guy, this great man named Jesus who walked around doing many great and mighty things and had many people who followed him and believed him to be the king, the long-awaited Messiah that the Jews were waiting for. Now, this was written by a dude named Josephus, who was not a follower of Jesus, was not really interested in following Jesus. He was more interested in just writing down what was going on during his time frame. And so we have those writings, and we have others. We have writings of major Roman poets who wrote about a man who proclaimed himself to be a son of God. The Romans wrote it a son of the gods because they didn't believe that there was only one God. But they wrote about him. So we know that Jesus walked on this earth. We know that he was a real man that walked on this earth. We also know that while he was here, he did some miracles. He talked some pretty big talk. He said that he was the Son of God, and he did miracles. And we know all of that stuff, not just from the Bible, but from other stuff that was written from other people. So here's the point. We know that Jesus existed. We know he made some pretty big claims. The apologetic of Jesus goes like this. Based on what Jesus said, he is either one of three things. He is either a liar, a lunatic, or Lord. He's one of those three. Here's why I say it. Jesus said that he's the Son of God. He said that the only way you can get to God is through him. That's a pretty big claim. Now, somebody walked up to you right now and was like, what's up? And he was like, hey. He was like, I'm the Son of God. And the only way you can get to God is to come through me. That's a pretty big claim. That's, whew, yeah. And that's probably how some people felt about Jesus when he showed up. He just showed up in the town like, what's up, people? My name's Jesus. I'm the Son of God. The only way any of y'all ever get into heaven is if you come through me. You understand how big of a claim that is? And so you got to draw one of three conclusions. Because sometimes when you ask people, who do you say Jesus is, they try to hit you with that, oh, he was a good man, he was a prophet, he was this, that. Wait, he didn't leave you that option, and here's why. A good man doesn't lie about who he is. A prophet doesn't lie about what God said. And so if Jesus was a good man, then that means he's not lying about who he is, which makes him more than just a good man. If he was a prophet, then he wouldn't be able to lie about what God said. And he said that all the stuff that came out of his mouth came from God first. And he said that he was the Son of God. So, he's either Lord, liar, or lunatic. If he said he's the Son of God, but he knew that he wasn't, that would make him a liar. Think about it. Now, if he thought that he was the Son of God, but he really wasn't, that would make him crazy. That'd make him a lunatic. Walking around here talking about he's the Son of God, really thinking that he's the Son of God, but he's not. That would make him a lunatic. But if he said he's the Son of God, and he's not lying, and he's not crazy, then that makes him exactly who he said he is. So the very fact that Jesus said, I am the way, I'm the truth, I am the life, and that nobody's going to get to God unless they come through me. That bold statement right there makes you have to make a choice about Jesus. So if you're listening to this right now, maybe somebody just threw this up on your page because they wanted you to hear this. Well, listen. Jesus didn't leave you the option to just say he was some good dude, some great teacher. Because good dudes and great teachers don't lie about who they are. When Jesus made that bold statement, it requires you to make a choice. You have to choose that he's one of those three options. There really isn't any other. Either he knew that he wasn't the Son of God, but he said he was. He thought that he was the Son of God, but he really wasn't. Or he is exactly who he said he is. When Jesus showed up on this earth, he said, I want y'all to understand something. I came to draw a line. And that line is going to divide some people. Because some people are going to believe me for who I said I am, and some people are not. Well, the apologetic of Jesus Christ says, listen to what he said and make a choice about who you say he is. Either you believe him or you don't. There's no middle ground. If you call him a great teacher, then you need to listen to the lessons that he's teaching. And the most important lesson that he's teaching is that he is the Son of God. If you say that he's a prophet, then you need to listen to the prophetic words that came out of his mouth. Because he said, all that I am and all that I do, I get from my Father. He said that he was sent by the Father to die for the sins of mankind, that he is the awaited Messiah. You got to make up your mind about who Jesus is. So that's the apologetic of Jesus Christ. This whole gospel, it's all on his shoulders. Look, either he lies, he's crazy, or he's Lord. But you got to make a decision. And when you realize that he's Lord, serve him. All right, y'all. That's it for this Change Generation Bible study. You know how we end it. Lord, I want to know your voice, so I will pray. I want to know more about you and what you want from me, so I'll read your word. In Jesus' name. All right, y'all. I love you. I'll see you next time on the next lesson.